famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro. Welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show, hosted by your boys Cleveland Mike and your guy Terry. College football stop, man.
Hey,
Terry, how are you doing? How was your Memorial Day weekend, man? How's everything been going with you and the family, brother?
Brother, I had such a nice weekend, dog. I'm so glad you asked, man. I took my family to do a lot of stuff this weekend, man. We was out and about for real. All my kids was out and about. It was, you know what I mean? It's just cool when they get to get out and do stuff, man. We went out to a couple birthday parties, just all kinds of stuff, man. So it was good, man. It was great. How's your weekend, bro?
Busy, man. My daughter had dance competition from Friday all the way to Sunday. So, and then it was the holiday. So really no time to relax, but it was just, enjoy.
Weekend, Mike. I got cheer competition this weekend coming up, man.
There you go.
In downtown Columbus, man. If any of y'all's kids are in the cheer that she's in downtown Columbus this weekend, it's gonna be lit, man. I can't wait. So, and let me tell you something, Mike. I'm so sick, bro. So me and my wife, we had obviously no work or whatnot because of the holiday, and we did so much stuff on that day. Completely forgot, dude, that my daughter had her very last cheer practice, bro. She missed it. She missed her very last cheer practice before competition. I'm sick about it, bro. It was my fault, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so sick about it. I'm like, look, we're doing double practice all week, every single day. I'm not playing around. Like, I messaged the coach. I'm like, give me what I need to make sure she's up to date because this was all my fault and I got to fix it. So we've been grinding that, the cheer routine out this week. So hopefully she'll do good. I'll let y'all know next week how it turns out.
Definitely keep us posted, man. We definitely like to know about that. I know that the cheering world is a lot crazier than the dance world. So
is it? I feel like they're all crazy.
Well, it's a little crazy this weekend. I'll talk to you about that off camera, but it was pretty crazy. But man, we got a jam-packed show to get into. Before we do that, if you are not a member, we are dropping content. We did do an interview with SFE Coach Dirt. So
it was lit.
Yeah, go ahead, check that out. A lot of insight. Some people, even if you're not a fan of Ohio State, I think you should go check it out. He gave a lot of insight. And if you are a young athlete and still in high school, when you are trying to figure out how to be a D1 athlete, Coach Dirt gave a really good insight into that as well, man. So definitely check that out. Like I said, there is going to be more content coming out. We made that one public, but like the Luke Montgomery one, we held that one in for about a week before we released it public. And we will probably end up holding a lot of the stuff in. We're going to probably hold the stuff a lot longer than a week and then push it out because we want our members to be the first one to see it. If you are not a member, you can join the Block O Club for $2.99. JT wasn't short for $4.99, and we don't give a damn for $9.99. So make sure you check that out. Special shout out to our members: Asian Posh, Arizona Buckeye, Philly Fan, Akrock, Where One Goes, Matthew Miller, James Williams, Kinetic 615, CW2, Open Mike, Robert Howard, and Steven Hellwagon, man. And hey, our guy Steve Hellwagon, you know what he did? He ended up seeing that Luke Montgomery interview, and I believe he thought that it was so good he ended up doing an article. So if you haven't checked it out or you just want to get the cliff notes from it, go check out 247 Sports where Steve Hillwagon went ahead and broke that down for you all. But while you're here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching on the X app, hit that retweet button and that like button. It costs you nothing. It is free to support, and it just helps us grow. We appreciate that, man, because without you all, we are nothing, man. So we gotta get into it, man. The biggest news this weekend was Travis Hunter officially got married. My boy was enjoying himself at his wedding, and that's what you want to see. Somebody, when they're at their wedding, they want to enjoy. But that wasn't the biggest news about it. It was about him getting married and not signing a prenup, and basically that's not apparently something you want to do. Ryan Clark came out and spoke on that. I know a lot of people ain't liking what Ryan Clark got to say, but he was talking about celebrities, entertainers, athletes, how you should protect yourself with the prenup. Terry, you got any thoughts about this?
Man, I like sports, Mike. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think people just need to mind their business, man. Like, if he wants to marry that girl without a prenup, oh well, bro. Like, what's it gonna do? Like, if he loses money at it in a bad situation, a divorce, then we'll all look back and be like, that was stupid. He probably should have did a prenup. But if he doesn't, then nobody will ever care about it, bro. Honestly, like, it's a non-story to me, bro. Like, I couldn't tell you pretty much any celebrity that I know whether they're signed a prenup or not when they got married. And maybe all the ones that I don't know, it's just because they just did it and it's not something that people talk about. Right. It's only a story if somebody doesn't do it. But like, and I know there was like some weird stuff, right? Like there was a weird story that was written or like some weird things that were said between him and her that kind of put everybody off with that relationship. But also like, bro, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like bro can make his own choices. He's already like kind of a weird dude anyway. You know what I mean? Like Travis Hunter is like weird, bro. Like if you watch him, just the way he moves, the way he talks, he's a little kind of a weird dude.
The onesies and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's just a little weird dude, which is like, if he found what he thinks that he needs, then let it happen, man. And if they end up splitting up and she takes his money or whatever because of no prenup, he won't do it again. I mean, I don't know, man.
I wish them nothing but the best, man, and hope that they have a successful marriage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out Travis Hunter and his wife. I almost said fiance, but now that is his wifey. But we did have some sad news coming out, man. Alex Foster, he lost his life. The first report I saw was unexpectedly. And normally when you see unexpectedly, you believe like, we've been hearing about these athletes passing away, heart complications, things like that. That's not what happened, man. This young man went back home to enjoy himself during this off season, and he was found dead in a car. Back in his hometown of Greenville, Mississippi. The details are still coming out and still having to be, looked into. It's just a sad situation. And this is something that even like in, hip hop culture, they talk about is just when you make it out. And I mean, I've been a part of this, and I'm not even a famous person or something, but just making out of Cleveland. There are some people who just do not like that. They call you fake. They call you phony. And there's resentment there, because they didn't make it out. And I just feel like, man, when you go back home, you have to be on your P's and Q's. I was also watching this story of this military vet was talking about he was, on leave. He goes back home. He's thinking he's hanging out with a friend and a mutual friend of his friend. They get in an altercation. And now my guy had to have whole reconstruction surgery on his face, I believe, because they threw something on him. Or no, they sliced his face up. Then he got an infection and all of this stuff. So, I mean, you've got to be very, very careful. When I go back home, I'm going back home to see mostly family. There are some close friends, who still talk to me to this day. That I do, and I go see. But you have to be very, very cautious of the people that you hang around with. This is just a very sad story, man.
Yeah, man. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Like, especially any young person like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't know what type of stuff that these kids get into. But you always just have to assume the best and just assume that like the kid got caught up in a situation that's not his fault. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, Mike, man. I hate to see stuff like that, bro. Like that just takes me to the other situation that just happened recently. You probably talked about it, but I haven't. But with Julian saying and that girl, man, it's just like, man, these are young kids, man. Like we do a lot of talking. I went and deleted a post. People call me soft for it. I don't even care. I had a post that was like a picture of Julian saying on the internet. Or not Julian saying, sorry, Julian Fleming. My bad. Julian Fleming. And it was just just a silly joke. And then all this stuff happened. I deleted it, bro. I'm like, nah, this is real life, man. And these kids are young, bro. It's like that kid was 18 or 19 years old. You just had on the screen. And I don't even know too much about him or like what school he went to or nothing. But like, dude, that's terrible to see that, bro. Like you just imagine passing away when you were 18 or 19, how your mom would have felt. You know what I mean?
Like, my mom always said, she was like, if I have to bury you, they might as well throw me in the casket with you, man. And I mean,
as a parent, I feel that way, bro. Like, that's why when I see situations like this, Mike, I'm not trying to overtalk you, man. When I see stuff like this, dude, I always just pray for them. I don't, you know, I'm big on like, I don't tweet out like praying for them or nothing like that. I don't like doing stuff like that because I feel like half the time people do that, they don't actually say a prayer. You know what I mean? And to me, bro, like I see these types of situations. I'm not trying to like, you know, high horse nobody or nothing, man. I respect what everybody does, but I just say a prayer for people like that and their family, man. So that's what I'm gonna do for that kid. Obviously, been praying for Julian Fleming and everybody involved in that situation too.
Facts, man. Big prayers to Julian Fleming. To Julian Fleming. And like you were saying, you know, as a parent, I never knew what my mom like truly meant about that until I became a parent. And I mean, to be honest, if you are watching this and you are a parent, and you could just think about all the things, even when you were getting a spanking and your parents say, oh, this hurts me more than it hurts you. Like, I understand all of that now. Like, you know, just pray. And this is very sad. Like, make sure y'all don't be mean or anything. Definitely keep Julian Fleming because that was his girlfriend. That was someone he loved. And he is going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. And that's a very heavy burden, you know.
It's sick, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on, I want to talk about Brian Kelly. You know, Brian Kelly has been going through the news talking about the SEC wants to play 9 conference games with one opponent being the Big Ten and then 2 whatever games. We know they like to play the FCS schools or whatever. But you know, it's just my thing is this. If the SEC wanted to play non-conference games, they would have already done it. The Big Ten screwed themselves in doing this non-conference games to make the strength of schedule mean something for the college football playoff committee during when it was a 4-team. And guess what? It didn't matter that you really played, you know, let's say some schools played 11 Power 5 schools. It didn't matter that the Big Ten was mostly playing 10 Power 5 schools, more than majority of the SEC teams, especially Alabama being one of them, right? But the SEC, with the little 8 conference games, they always got the benefit of the doubt, right? So, I mean, my thing is this, man, SEC, stop talking about it, be about it, and go ahead and do it. I mean, right now you're talking about Ohio State has lined up Texas. They're in the SEC. We've lined up Alabama as well. They're in the SEC. If we can do it, what's stopping the rest of y'all, bruh? So I just feel like it. I'm done with the excuses. Make it happen. Stop talking about it.
I might have a little different opinion on this, Mike. I don't really care if they play 8 or 9 games in conference, bro. Like, I know that we do in the Big Ten, but like, I don't know. I don't really care if they do or not because like until we start seeing SEC schools slide into like certain spots in the playoffs or even in the playoffs because their schedule was weak and they just only played one good team all year and they beat them and they moved on. Like until we start seeing that, like I don't really care, to be honest. Like look at last year, like even the Big Ten plays nine conference games. Indiana definitely got in the playoffs because of their schedule last year. Like they played a weaker schedule than any team in the SEC that was even close to making it to the playoffs. So I mean, it's just like as long as they're not playing weak schedules, bro. Like I don't even care if you're playing 8 in conference games. Then that means that you have 3 out of conference games, you need to make sure that you schedule a P5 team, at least a decent P5 team. If you're one of the teams that's planning on being in the playoffs, like if you think you're, like I want to see teams like the Alabama, the Georgias, the Texas, all that. I need those teams to have at least a one pretty good P5 opponent on their out of conference schedule. Maybe even another like middle range or like lower P5, like maybe a lower Big Ten team, something like that. But I just think like as long as that one conference is not benefiting in terms of like their schedule being weaker than everybody else, then I don't really have a problem with it, man. Like it just kind of is what it is to me.
See, my take on that is I believe that it's just going to be at even playing field. You're talking about the two best conferences in the sport. Why not go ahead and make even? You guys want to pull your power, hold your power. Greg Sankey coming out or was talking about possibly getting away from the NCAA and stuff like this. I mean, make things even playing field, bro. I mean, I think that both of the conferences right now, I would say last year you could give the edge to the Big Ten. They went ahead and got four teams into the playoffs. SEC got 3, while one of them got slaughtered. But I mean, I just believe like go ahead, make it an even playing field, and it's also easier to judge the teams. And I feel like no team would be left out when it's more of an even playing field.
Yeah, no, I listen. I can see that also, especially if we're going to be going to like the format where I know they're doing a lot of talking of like a certain amount of teams from each conference gets in, and I almost feel like if you're going to do that and make the Big Ten and the SEC equal with the amount of teams they get in, then you probably should make the amount of conference games that they play equal also, and I mean, that would just make everything equal across the board, right? Like, I mean, if the SEC doesn't have to worry about that extra game knocking one of their teams out of the playoffs, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, let us know what you all think about that in the chat, man. We want to hear from you all as well. What do y'all think about having an even playing field? I will say this, Terry. One thing that I was not expecting this offseason was Kirby Smart to be snitching all season long, bro. And to be honest, you know what I'm saying? I don't blame the man. I do not blame him at all. First, I want to say we talked about it on the show when Kirby Smart was talking about, hey, we have to get in Zoom meetings with these agents. And then it's agent, and it's me, and it's other coaches from other P4 universities or whatever. We're all sitting in this, and then they'll bring a player up on the screen, and the player could be on your roster, right? So, I mean, that was the first thing. Now we're hearing that these kids are given $200,000 or up to $200,000 to hold their commitment. And then if they decommit, they have to pay it back. So what I'm thinking is most of these people aren't going to be able to pay that $2,000 back. And the way Kirby Smart is probably finding about it is like, hey, we'll decommit from this school, but we need you to go ahead and cover us paying this $20K back.
No way, dude. So we're talking about like car sales now. Like, all right, you finish off this loan, add that to the end of the loan, and then we'll be good. I'll commit to your school now. Oh man. I don't know, Mike. I think it's funny that Kirby's like out there just like snitching like that. It's hilarious to me. I think he's a coach that kind of has the chops to do it and not get called like soft or nothing like that, like a lot of these other coaches would. But I don't know. I mean, as far as like kids getting paid that much, I don't even believe that, bro. I have to actually see that or hear that from somebody else before I believe that. That sounds like Kirby might just be talking crazy, or like maybe one school did it or something. Like one school did it for one recruit, but I don't know. I don't believe that they're paying kids to just stay committed. I mean, and then asking them to pay it back. I don't even think they can legally ask them to pay it back if they don't stay committed. Like there's no way.
Thing, Terry. I don't think it's too far-fetched because we were hearing about schools paying kids hey, here go a stack if you come on this visit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I heard that too, but I don't know, man.
Just to get paid. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny. And it is funny. Like now it seems like the playing field is a bit even. compared to what the SEC was now. And we've just been hearing nothing but complaints and complaints coming out the SEC.
Yeah, dude, they don't win the championship in a couple years in a row, man. They got to get this thing back on their side. But hey, ever since NIL, even the playing field, man, you can't.
Right.
They was down there giving that money to them kids. Now them kids can get money anywhere. Hey,
so we have to talk about something because I guess that I probably have the most unpopular take going around. I probably have the most unpopular take going around, right? Like when it comes to this Ohio State and this Texas game. And maybe it's just because I understand the logistics of football where you talking about you have to plan out your equipment truck going somewhere. You have to plan out hotels, coaches planning out their schedule. And we hear about how anal they are about their schedule leading up to game weeks and things like that, and how these things are planned out. Also, a contract between Ohio State and Texas was signed, which is how we knew that this game was coming up years in advance. If you think that that contract did not have a date on it, I believe that you are crazy. So what Fox did is they were receiving a lot of heat. Even Joe Klatt was receiving a lot of heat. Everybody was receiving a lot of heat about this big news.
they should have been.
Exactly, right? Now, nobody's noticing what Fox did for this PR nightmare. This is PR 101. How do you get people to stop focusing on you, stop tagging Fox, stop tagging Big Noon, stop tagging Joe Klatt, stop tagging all of them? How do you get people to do that or whatever in the PR world? Well, you shift blame. You shift blame. So what did they do? They said, we'll move it to Sunday night and we'll put this in the hand of the schools, which the networks have never put stuff in the hands of the schools. And if you think that Fox didn't know what Texas' answer was already, you're crazy. You're crazy. I mean, you could call Texas off. At that point, you're trolling. It's just, to me, it's really not a good look.
Listen, I disagree with you on this, Mike, but I want to ask the chat. So I'm going to put a poll up in the chat right now. I want you guys to tell me, is Fox the problem in terms of this one game? I know the big noon kickoff is the problem overall, right? But is Fox the problem why this Texas versus Ohio State game cannot get moved, or is the problem Texas? We know it's not Ohio State because they want to move it. They want to play it at night regardless. So I'm curious to think what you guys, or see what you guys think. Excuse me, just because I kind of disagree with you, Mike. I kind of think that Fox is just not willing to put it on Sunday or Saturday night because whatever else is on that day, they're not going to want to compete with that. Probably the other Big Ten or probably the other college football
That's
games.
who's soft. Fox is
that's
soft.
fine. Listen, they can be soft, but they're also being smart. They're not going to put their game up against LSU versus Clemson when they could just try to move it to the next day or just play it at the regular time, and there ain't going to be nobody good playing other than just Ohio State and Texas. I mean, there's probably other decent games, but there's nothing like LSU Clemson. There's nothing like some of those other games that are playing. I think Miami and Notre Dame.
What school leads in viewership? What's the number one school that leads in viewership?
I mean, is it Ohio? It's got to be Ohio State, right?
Exactly. And guess who else is probably in the top 4, top 5? It's Texas.
Yeah, but is Ohio State? Do we lead in viewership because we're on Big Noon all the time? That's the question.
No, we was leading in viewership before we did the whole Big Noon came out. The whole reason why Big Noon wanted Ohio State, and the whole reason that we have been the leaders and been carrying this network on their backs is because they already knew if we got Ohio State for Big Noon, we're going to get our viewership. We're going to hit our numbers. I don't believe that Ohio State should be carrying an entire network and be getting the same pay cut as Rutgers, as Northwestern, as Maryland, as Michigan State. No, I'm sorry, they should not. And this is just Fox shifting blame. Fox is scared to compete against an LSU and a Clemson? Come on, man. You're talking about the two schools that are favorite to win a national championship this year. Everybody's talking. We don't know if LSU is going to have a defense this year. People kind of know about Clemson and expected Clemson to win the ACC, but LSU is a complete unknown.
But Mike, listen, what you have to understand though, dude, regardless of how you want to say, you can call it scared if you want. They're looking for the opportunity for the most viewers. It's not about will we be the most viewed game in this window. Of course, no matter what window you put that game in that weekend, the Ohio State-Texas game is going to be the most viewed game in that current window. But they're looking for the opportunity for the most viewers. So regardless of if you're the most viewed in that late window, if that game is taking some viewers away from your game, then you're losing out on views, which I mean, I don't know how the TV world works, but I'm assuming that equates to losing out on money.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I do understand that they will be losing money. But here's the thing. Let's not go ahead and shift the blame on Texas or whatever. My guy was in the
that's
chat.
Texas' fault, man. They're soft, man. They had a chance to move the game. They said no.
Here's the thing. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, if Ohio State played on Sunday, they would have to do a short week. They don't have to travel 20 hours. I went and looked it up from Austin to Columbus. It's 19 hours. You're talking. So let's talk about this. Texas has a duty. Texas has a duty to their season ticket holders. Their season ticket holders have already planned their trip. They've already planned it. So if I'm expecting to check out of my hotel Sunday morning, now I got to turn around and try to reorganize my whole schedule. Let's talk about some. Hold on. Let's talk about also people who work. The people who are going to drive. You're not doing that 20-hour drive in one day. You're not.
Man, the game is in 4 months, man. Take the day off. What you mean?
I'm going to tell you like this, Terry. At my job, the whole Christmas and which is further than this game, Christmas, July 4th, all of that was already planned months ago in the beginning of the year. And if it is
a holiday weekend.
If anyone has a corporate job like me, you're screwed.
I see what you're saying.
So
yeah, I don't know.
You have a duty to protect your season ticket holders. Look, I'm killing the whole narrative. Everybody want to blame Texas. It's BS. You're trolling, man. It ain't on Texas. It's on Fox. And a lot of Buckeye fans fell for the PR little thing that Fox did. Good job, PR department for Fox.
Hey, I don't know. I just know the game ain't been moved tonight, and that's what's irritating. Fact. I wish they would move it, man. Regardless, I understand what you're saying, Mike. I do understand what you're saying, and I do think you're making good points. I just I don't know, man. For college football overall, the game needs to be played at night. So regardless, whether it's on Sunday night, Saturday night, it don't matter. This game will be better off. College football will be better off if the game got played at night. And I mean, regardless of the reason why, they did give them the chance to play the game at night and they said no. So I get what you're saying. It's probably not the wrong choice. If we're Texas, flip the roles here. Let's say this game's at Texas. I wouldn't really be mad if Ohio State decided to play that game and not switch it to the night. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why people. That's all I'm saying is don't sit here. Let's not I just feel like a lot of the topics and a lot of the comments that I was seeing online wasn't using any logic. A lot of the rebuttals that came to me on my tweet about this weren't using any logic at all. So I mean, people really think that a date was not put on the contract. People really think that. Come on, man.
Yeah, that part too. I mean, again, like I said, I can understand why Texas would say no to that. It does kind of suck from this perspective of Fox why they wouldn't just try to move it to the same day at night. You know what I mean? And I've seen people say you're the network. You don't need to even ask these people. Just say this is the time we're playing this game. Show up if you want your game to be covered and actually play it. If you want it to actually count, this is when Ohio State is showing up. This is when Fox is showing up. let's go ahead and do it. But it just seems like I said, Fox is just really worried about losing that extra revenue or whatever it is that they're going to get if they have to compete with the rest of those games on that weekend. So
I don't even, here's the thing. Most people got YouTube TV and you can do the multi-screen, which counts towards your viewership. Which is how I watch. I mean, unless the Ohio State game is on, that's how I'm watching most of the game. Multi-view. And I've been, and Terry, I think I done showed you pictures or whatever before they had the multi-view, how I got different computer screens and all of this stuff. And I was using a multi-port so that I could have it on multiple computer screens. So, I mean, hey.
You know the other side of this, Mike. The other side of this situation is Ohio State's got to get their shit together, bro. Like, if we're playing these games at noon, like, we need to find a way to make that stadium. It's not going to be like a night game. The night game atmosphere is always going to be something special. It's always going to be, it is what it is. Like, you got more kids down there, probably like college-age kids. A lot of them been drinking. It's going to be more ruckus, stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that your noon game has to be a snooze fest. Like, you're going to tell me that a noon game at Texas would be a snooze fest? No, dude, it's going to be lit in there. It's going to be lit. The stadium's going to be loud. They're going to be playing music still. It's still going to be closer to a night game experience than what you would get from Ohio State usually. And we need to fix that. Like, they need to do something. Hopefully Ross Bjork is implementing a lot of those ideas that he used in the Tennessee game, and even implementing them into like the noon games and stuff like that, because I mean, it's not acceptable for one of the best stadiums and the best fan bases in the country to just not be ruckus or not be an impact just because the game's not at night. That's not acceptable.
And I'll tell you this, one thing that I know about Russ Bjork and President Carter, when they both announced, they said that we are football guys, football is king. And I can tell you that those next negotiations will be fun on our part. So, but before we continue to go on, we have to go ahead and take care of some business. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the voice of college football. See what our partner, Win Agency, has to say about its sponsorship experience with us on screen. Let's discuss how you can reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships@vocfb.com, man. And let's see, we got another one.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link, and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
Appreciate Mark having us on this platform, Absolutely. To be able to do what we do and bring you all the world famous Buckeye show. We are here every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure that you are subscribed and you hit that notification bell, because we're bringing you guys content all the time. You also have our Ohio State Primetime Live every Monday and Thursday. So tomorrow, they are looking for you, whether you're a Buckeye fan or not. Come on the show. You want to call in? You want to be a guest? Make sure that you tap in with our guy Garrison and Ryan, as they will be taking you all's calls, man. So we appreciate you all. Man, we got to
hold on, Mike. Hold on. Before you go on, dude, You need to tell me next time before you just start playing a video on here, man. I thought you was about to put me back on the screen, and Mark popped up and started talking to me, and it was like a jump scare for me, man. I need you to let me know. I was over here getting ready. I'm like, all right, we're about to hop back on here, and then boom, Mark Rogers was right in my face. I'm like, oh.
Hey, man.
And my mic was muted automatically because of the video, so I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah. Hey, got hit me in the private chat. Oh, they say I'm out here looking like Ed Reed, man. I wish I had that Ed Reed money though. I appreciate you all. We got to see that Ryan Day, Caleb Downs, and JJ Smith will be featured on the EA Sports NCAA 26 cover. Also, they are getting coaches in the game. And Ryan Day will be in the game with the Buckeyes, man. Terry, what do you think about that?
I think it's dope, man. I think it's so cool, bro. Seeing a Buckeye be a superstar like the way JJ is crazy. Obviously, the JJ and Ryan Williams cover is funny because they got JJ on there crouching instead of standing up. So Ryan Williams looks like he's like as big as JJ or like similar size to him, and we all know that's not the case. But like the other part of it, Mike, the coaches being in the game is cool. I seen the picture they released of like what Ryan Day looks like. And dude, I see so many people complaining about it, bro, and saying it don't look nothing like him and stuff like that. And I'm just like, bro, what? Like, it don't have to look exactly like him. That's not what this game, that's not what this type of game. Like, it's not like Ryan Day is going and doing a face scan and letting them do that type. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably not paying him $1 to be in the game, but the coaches just agreed to like, hey, make a character that looks like me and call it my name. Like, I'm curious to see what some of the other coaches look like, just because you have some guys that are maybe like more distinct in the way they look than Ryan Day is. But I love it, man. I think the Ryan Day in the picture looked awesome. For real, I thought it looked cool as heck. But yeah, I thought that part was funny. But the cover athlete thing is cool, man.
Yeah, I seen some jokes about it. People were saying they was like, Bill Belichick's going to be on there running out with his girlfriend.
Stop it.
Well, now his fiance apparently. So, yeah, man.
College football memes on there. Did you see that Denard Robinson was on it, bro? Like, what?
Man,
I mean, I get he was a good player, but he was on the cover before, right? Like, I don't know, man. He ain't done nothing since then to deserve to be on it again.
Hey, it is what it is, man. But I saw that Ryan Day went golfing with Nick Saban and Justin Thomas, man. And Justin Thomas had some things to say when he spoke on Ryan Day. He was saying that Ryan Day is such a nice guy and that he was telling Coach Saban, I might have to, root for Ryan Day in Ohio State because he's just such a cool dude and a nice guy. You had Nick Saban also making comments, about how him and Ryan Day are friends. I want to say, Terry, that we have spoke on that as well, right? We spoke on the things that Ryan Day has been learning. We spoke on, it seemed like when Nick Saban comes to Ohio State, he's getting full access because he's talking about how what him and Caleb Downs was talking about while Caleb Downs is on the Ohio State roster. And it also seems where Ryan Day has been talking to Nick Saban about sustained success, how to win multiple championships. And, Nick Saban also made the comment of, I still got a little Buckeye in me.
Yeah. to piggyback on what you were saying, Ryan Day said, not just that he was talking to Saban, he said that he studied Saban's career as a way to help himself learn how to get to that level. He said that himself, so I thought that was super cool. And Saban, dude, we've always talked about this, Mike. For whatever reason, whenever Saban talks about Ryan Day, he's got like a little twinkle in his eye or like a little there's something going on there, bro. Like Saban might see something in Ryan Day. I mean, and it makes sense. Like the person who kind of put Ryan Day in the spot that he's in is the second greatest coach pretty much of all time with Urban Meyer. Maybe not all time, but whatever. You get the gist. One of the greatest coaches of all time realized that Ryan Day was elite and wanted him to take over at Ohio State. And now Nick Saban is just looking at him. And it seems like Nick Saban is just like infatuated with what Ryan Day is doing and the way that he's able to keep his team together in this NIL era. So I don't know. I bet that was like like what it would be like to be a fly on the wall for that whole entire trip, and just hear all the conversations and all the just knowledge and the wisdom that comes from Saban in general, but also like, what is Ryan Day saying back to him? Like, does Ryan Day talk back to him like he knows that he's the stuff now? Like, I know I'm that guy now, and this is, and I'm not talking back to you in a disrespectful way, but like I'm I'm trying to get mentorship from you because I know I'm that guy now. I don't know. Just would love to hear those conversations, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. I believe that, when you have a mentor or someone, of Saban's stature, it's always, when you're talking, it's about asking those right questions as well, So that was good. Nick Saban also spoke on Julian Sain being in the QB battle. He spoke on Julian Sain being a great young man, that he looks like he's been getting bigger and stronger. So again, that tells me Nick Saban has been around that Buckeye program. And then also saying that what he liked about Julian Sain was he has really good touch, accuracy, and good judgment, right? So like we have said, I want to see Sain under pressure and how he's going to react to that. But if Ohio State in that offensive line is able to keep Sain clean, I think that we should be able to expect some good judgment throws. And honestly, for this offense to kind of look in its 2019, 2024.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And I'm super excited about what the offense could be this year because, like, I don't know, like any other team, I feel like any other team in college football, if they had Julian Sain coming in to be their starter, they would be super stoked about it, bro. And they would be talking like about how elite the potential is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, the potential for how elite that he could be, especially when you're coming into a room with Jeremiah Smith and Brandon Ennis and Carnell Tate and Max Clare and and the offensive line's looking solid. Brought back like a lot of people from last year, especially the interior guys. I'm not expecting Sain to see a ton of pressure up the middle. It's just, it's set up for him to be successful. And we're about to just find out, like, is this kid really like that or not? Because if he is, then this Ohio State offense is going to be rivaling some of the best offenses of all time, probably. Because, I mean, again, you have Jeremiah Smith as a second-year player. We still got to see what we got in these running backs, but I wouldn't bet against James Peoples being a beast because he looks like he's going to be really good. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just naming people off. But like, if you're a Buckeye fan, then you know that like these are all legit guys who should be very good, and it just means that if Sain is really like that level of player, that like the ceiling that we think that he could be, if he's that level of player, then the offense is going to be crazy for not just this year, but for the next 2 years.
Yeah. Now, Terry, you were talking about like what Ryan Day is doing in the NIL era and recruiting. And I want to know, fans and Terry, do y'all remember this? It ain't so. Do y'all remember Dan Lanning jumping into the pool with the young recruit,
That's
man? I mean, we all laughed about it. We thought that it was a little weird and all of that. Well, now the recruit has decommitted, but then they're talking about I think the father came out and said he's 90% committed, but you know my thing about this is why I'm just like, I'm waiting till the dotted line is hit. There's no telling what is going on.
Say it. Say the line.
Man, I don't trust the kids, man. I don't trust the kids. I don't trust these kids, man.
I don't trust these kids, man.
And it's very hard because when you're on a visit, man, you are on an emotional high, right? And we hear about this. And this is why sometimes, like Ohio State, they tell guys before they commit, they go ahead and let them know, hey, man, before you go and commit, go check out some other schools. Because Ohio State is not for everybody, right? Go check those out. So I just think that it's very unfortunate for Oregon. I believe when he committed, his parents weren't on the visit. His parents wants him to go check out other schools. I believe they even want him to go check out Ohio State as well. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes, and if
listen,
he's
man.
90% committed.
Right. Listen, the one thing with that commitment video that for some reason I feel like just no one talked about was like literally what the kid said. He said, one school is showing me the most love right now, so I guess I'm going to commit there. That's literally the words that he said when he committed. He didn't say like I'm 100% committed. He didn't say like I'm excited about this, nothing. He said, one school is showing me the most love, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and commit there. Like, that's like the least committable or like the least commitment I ever heard. You know what I mean? And then they jumped in the pool, which Dan Lanning should have known better. Dude, if Ryan Day did that, Ryan Day would be getting cooked for the next 10 years about it. And I think that we just need to do our duty as Ohio State fans to just not let it die. And we just need to cook them for the next 10 years about it. Cause that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see.
Especially if you don't go there. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, and somebody we're going to get to there's a Bevo's bodyguard in the chat. I had to go ahead and star some of his comments because we're gonna get to that later or whatever. we're gonna keep going, man. We are going to enter into our Buckeyes against the world segment. Buckeyes versus the rest, man. Terry. And for the most part, we are going to stick in the CFP era. There are things that's just coming out in the CFP era. And as you see, Ohio State is the best program in college football.
Hey, Mike, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro. Can we address some of this stuff right now, bro? Can we just do this right now?
All right,
I'm looking in the comments. The last one that I've seen I want to address because this is just this is what it's literally just the new bait that happens. That's all this is. This is just the new bait that people use now when they want to try to get a response. And I'm going to give them the response because we got other things to reply about too, and not just this one thing. But this comment, can you put the other one up here that says Wingo is just as good as Jeremiah Smith?
Oh, I did not.
Because this is the one right here.
Oh my.
It's below that one.
Lord Jesus.
This is the one right here. He pushed and pushed and pushed because he was trying to get a response. And I'm going to give it to you, Bevo. Listen, you guys don't have a wide receiver on your team right now as good as Golden. He's not there anymore. And I'm telling you that your wide receivers are not just about to be cooking against Ohio State like you think they are. They didn't last year, even when you had Golden. I know he was missed some of the time with injuries, all that good stuff. Like, that's fine. But Ryan Wingo is definitely not Jeremiah Smith. He's not even in the same conversation as Jeremiah Smith. That's just crazy. And this is what happens. People get a young athlete that's like a freak athlete, like super fast, like Wingo. He's very fast. You're talking about something different. Jeremiah Smith is that speed, way bigger, catches better, knows the game better. Like, you're talking about this is two different levels of players right here. Ryan Wingo might be comparable to a guy like Mylan Graham, maybe once he gets going. Obviously, I'm not trying to disrespect Wingo. I'm not trying to disrespect him because he obviously has the production. But I think you're looking at more of that level player than you are Jeremiah Smith. And for him to say that, it just tells me that, again, he's fishing for a response. I gave it to him. That's cool. I'm going to let you go now, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, from the whole Texas has a better wide receiver unit. I'm going to tell you this. Yeah. They don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I can guarantee you that from the day that your wide receiver stepped on campus, they weren't being treated or taught NFL level concepts. They weren't. I can promise you that. When one thing that Heartline does when these kids step on campus, he says, I'm not training you to be a college wide receiver. It's not what I'm doing. I'm training you to be an NFL wide receiver. He doesn't train for these guys to get 1 foot in. Since the day they step on, he's training you on 2 feet in every time along. He also wants his wide receivers to be able to read the field like a quarterback. That's on an NFL level. Texas isn't doing that. If they were, then Steve Sarkisian wouldn't have had to freaking worry about a freaking running back getting open on a damn wheel route to score a touchdown. You'd have been using your wide receivers, correct? It didn't happen. Also, This is the dumbest comment ever because both of these guys have production, and it's already been proven that J.J. Smith was better. And they already is saying that if J.J. was able to come out the NFL right now, he'd be a top 5 pick. So, sorry, you failed this one. We appreciate you. And we're going to move on from this, bro. But you tried. You tried, and you failed. I don't mind cooking.
It's crazy because Texas, they always say everything's bigger in Texas, but every Texas football fan got little man syndrome.
Bro.
They be talking crazy like they're good.
Man, y'all had a chance to get Jackson Smith and Jigba. You failed.
He said Jeremiah Smith was shut down by Barron. That's another cap. It's all right.
It's okay.
We looking at a box score watcher.
I cannot wait till week 1. I just cannot wait. Because guess what? What we watched was Emeka Egbuka. He ate against Texas. Carnell Tate ate against Texas. Like, what are we doing?
G. Scott ate against Texas.
Yeah. Like,
and we got one better this year. We got one better than G. Scott this year. That's okay. If Jake catches 10 yards and Max Clare goes for 150 on you, it's gonna be tough.
Facts. And that's the thing. You guys, if Wingo was so good, why didn't we have to game plan against him? We didn't have to. You know what Texas did? They game planned to make sure that they took when Will Howard threw his interception, you had a guy on him at every level. You had a guy high, you had a guy low, and then you had a guy in the middle. Bruh, we are not the same. Bruh. So, and my guy Rod Farber said, don't forget Garrett Wilson. So, flat out, man, I mean, just watch the Texas Buckeyes cook in the NFL. Enjoy that. All right.
Hey, that's hilarious.
Yeah, bro.
That's hilarious, man. I'm actually glad. I'm glad we got some other fan bases in here, man. That's cool. Bevo, listen, brother, we're gonna talk trash to you, but come back, dog. You know, I appreciate you popping in here for real. We could argue like this anytime. You could come in here and cap all you want, but it ain't gonna change the fact that y'all about to take another L in that first game.
Fact.
You just gonna have to live with that, man.
Terry, before I get you out of here or whatever,
all right.
College football programs with the most AP top 10 wins. Ohio State sitting at 26, Alabama at 21, and Georgia also at 21. Everybody else not in their 20s, but you have LSU, Clemson, OU, and that team up north. Would say they are the top 7 schools. So again, Ohio State since the playoff airs has been the top school in the playoffs. They have 2 national championships. Well, I believe Bama has 2 as well. Clemson has 2. But when you're talking about not just national championships and you're talking about top 10 wins, nobody can say that against Ohio State.
That's actually crazy. I didn't know that. I wouldn't have expected that. I would have expected Alabama to have more, just obviously because they rank every SEC team in the top 10 to start the season, or at various points throughout the season, they get a couple wins and they're automatically top 10. But yeah, I mean, Ohio State, dude, just no team besides like maybe Alabama, like maybe one other team that I'm just whiffing on, whatever, can claim that they have the sustained success that Ohio State has had.
Bingo.
And as an Ohio State fan, as long as we get to the mountaintop every once in a while, and we continue that sustained success, we'll always be the number 1 or number 2 best team in no matter what area you're talking about. What we're hoping for, again, is we're hoping for that step up to being that number 1 team, and that's going to take something like a couple natties in a 5-year period or something like that. So hopefully Ryan Day will be the coach to do that. But back to this stat. I mean, this stat is crazy to think about. Like, People have talked a lot of stuff about Ohio State not being able to win those big games, and I know Ryan Day struggled in some of them, and whatnot. So you have to factor in that too, because this is a 10-year period. But I don't know, man. That's surprising to me, that stat.
I mean, a lot of people surprised. Terry, before we get you out of here, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. I'll just be at CFB_stop on Twitter, man. That's where you can find me at. And yeah, that's pretty much it. On here with Mike, man. Trying to get on here as much as I can. We're on here every week on Wednesday at 7:30, and then may see me pop up in other places too.
Yep. And I'm going to chill with y'all for a little bit. Terry, we appreciate you, man. We know you got to get back to the family. You have a blessed day, brother.
Hey, can I say one more thing real quick before I go, man?
For sure.
All right. To this Bevo dude, he's talking about Jeremiah Smith got shut down versus Texas. And I'm looking over at Ryan Wingo's stats, man, and Ryan Wingo got shut down versus Florida, Kentucky, Georgia, Georgia again.
Damn.
Mississippi State. These are all games where he had less than 20 yards.
Trash.
So, let's be honest. Let's be real with ourselves. All right. Trash. Anyway, I'm gonna leave Bevo alone. Hey, Bevo, appreciate you for coming. The rest of y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. I do gotta hop out of here. Gotta take care of some stuff. My boy Mike's gonna finish this off here. Thank you guys. Like I said, have a good night.
All right. We appreciate Terry, y'all. And I just wanted to let y'all know that's not the only area where Ohio State is just cooking people, bro. College football programs averaging 11 plus wins per season since the start of the 2014 season. That would only be Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson. So when you talk about Ohio State and everybody want to talk about their program better, Team Up North fans want to talk about their programs better. And see, Team Up North fans can only talk about what? 3 years. That's it. And your 3 years got an asterisk on it. Your 3 years led to your coach running away. Your 3 years got such a stain on it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know, like I've always told you all, let me know when you guys are going to be on this type of level because it has yet to happen. And I don't think that we're going to see it. And you're talking about right now, who's the best coach in college football? I know a lot of people have ranked Kirby Smart at number 1, but Ryan Day right now holds the best winning percentage of any active head coach in college football with a minimum of 50 games? We can go 50 games. I mean, if you want to go a minimum of 70 games, still going to be Ryan Day. So regardless, Ryan Day is that guy. And Ohio State has been in there. And if we had the 12-team playoffs since the 2014 season, Ohio State is the only team in this graphic that could say that they would have been in the CFP every single year. Every single year. It's the only team. So just being honest with you. All right. Now, a lot of people want to go and expand, right? They want to talk 2000. So 2000s Ohio State, when you talk about who's putting in guys in the league, man, I got to talk about this because a lot of people just don't want to be honest about this. And yeah, you could talk about, Ohio State, they didn't win this, they didn't win that. Ohio State has 3 national championships since 2000. Not only that, look at the sustained success that they have had of putting athletes in the league. In first round, you can talk all you want. Back in 2000, when Texas was really good, they only had, they sitting at 11. They sitting at 11. Now you talking about it's 2025. They sitting at 10. They tied for 10 with their own rivals. Same number and all. I mean, here's the thing. If you're looking to get your kid or looking to get your child or anybody into the league, it's very hard to say or not speak on Ohio State, right? And I was talking to Garrison off air, and so it's hard, like I said, it's hard for me to trust these young men. Now, I'm going to give an example. Sincere Johnson, he has in his graphic Alabama, Penn State, and Ohio State in his graphic. Whether he goes to Ohio State or doesn't, regardless, though for his position, those are great schools. He's not making a fool of himself. You'll see guys go to South Carolinas of the world, and it's like, what are we doing? Are they even in this graphic? Right? Are they even in this graphic? We're seeing guys just go places just to go places, and it's like, if your goal is to go to the NFL, go to the NFL factories. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you could say, oh, well, Penn State isn't in this graphic because they don't really put nobody out like first round on the offensive side of the ball. But you talking about defense, we can go through the list on defense, though. So I just feel like if you're going to pick a school, young men or young athletes, you go ahead and make sure that you're doing so with honest intentions. Go through and look. I was shout out my guys Dev and Mello and stuff, because when they're talking to recruits, I seen the recruits talk about, yeah, my parents, what they did is we went and we looked at the track record of what these schools are doing, who they put in the league, what position they put what position that they put these guys in the league. You got to do that, man. And I see people in the chat talking about SEC is trash. And here's the funny part, because they always say, oh, the Big Ten's top heavy. Look at this. Look at this graphic. In the top 5, there's only one SEC. Since 2000 to 2025, there has only been one SEC school in the top 5 for 5 years. I mean, for 25 years, one SEC school. Let's go what? The top 10? One. I mean, I guess we could we'll even add the newcomers, right? Let's add the newcomers. You got so in 2000 you had Michigan State, Nebraska. Who else we got? The team up north and Ohio State. That's 4 schools from the Big. And Ohio State leads the way up top. Now you switch over to 2025. You got Ohio State, you got USC, you got the team up north. And is that it? Yep, that's it. So, I mean, one thing that I have been on record saying is the SEC does put more players in the league, but we're not going to sit here and act like the Big Ten ain't been doing their thing, like Ohio State ain't been doing their thing. I'm not really going to be a conference warrior. That's not who I am. Because I get on you SEC fans so much for doing that or whatever, but y'all always want to talk about, oh, if Ohio State was in the SEC, they wouldn't do nothing. I'm sorry, but all of the numbers show different. You guys sent Tennessee up here, and all of you SEC fans was like, Tennessee about to beat Ohio State, Tennessee, Neyland North. They about to turn Columbus into Neyland North. They got whacked. All I heard about was that defensive line, and they couldn't hang with our makeshift offensive line. That wasn't even our starting offensive line, bruh. It was makeshift. Couldn't hold water, man. Again, you talk about the Ohio State. They had to go through Texas. Handled that. In Texas. It was a close game. And I know that these Texas fans, they want to come up here. I seen people talking in the comments. I done seen the comments, y'all. I done seen it or whatever earlier when they was talking about, oh, it's going to be like 2005 and and all of this crap. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. 2005 years is gone. It's not. So, let me see if there are any more questions, anything. 2001 Miami, still the greatest team. Cleveland Mike, you should debate Kinetic 615. I'm down to debate anybody, man. I like debate. I love college football. Is Miami SEC or ACC? They are ACC, Katie. My homie Katie. Shout out to Katie, man. She the homie. We got her on the channel, and she went ahead and serenaded us. So shout out Katie, man. We get people out here. What else we got? Anything else in the chat? Yeah, remember when Miami was an NFL factory? Yeah, they were NFL factory. And the NFL factory was still behind Ohio State. Still behind Ohio State. Tell you some things. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Yeah. All them people who I remember Texas fans was talking about Ohio State ain't got team speed. They ain't got no explosive running backs. All of this crap. Travion Henderson. Yeah, go back and watch the Jack Sawyer run, and you'll see that it was a running back who should have been able to catch Jack Sawyer. A linebacker outran that running back, got in front of him to stop him from catching it. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And Katie said, I was going to Ohio State no matter what. Let's go. Let's go. And again, make sure that you hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button. If you want to be a member, we have the Blocko Club for $2.99. JT wasn't short for $4.99. And we don't give a damn for $9.99. I want you all, I see some people want to debate. Some people want to go ahead and get on here. This is the place for you to be able to do that. Our guy Garrison and Ryan will be on the Ohio State Primetime Live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you check them out. Be looking for the link that they'll post in the chat so that you can call in. We want to hear from you all. We hope to hear from you all. So make sure that you guys tap in with us. And again, we are always here every Wednesday at 7:30. And again, we appreciate all of your support. With that, I am going to head out. I appreciate y'all. Go Bucks and OH.
World famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being a Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro.